Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark fall movies.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark fall movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark fall movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
It's
Hello.
great to see you all.
Boy, boy.
It's just you're good from Bran, you're good from Brian, Dan.
Hello,
God,
Dan.
it is.
Nothing says fall like Brian in shorts and a t-shirt. Am I right,
Exactly
Brian?
right. You know what? We got the fall decorations back out.
That's right.
Smells like fall.
CC leaves.
CC leaves. There she is.
Hello
CC
there.
leaves Hallmark. Am I right?
Oh, good. There it is.
We're out of the gate hot today.
CC leaves
Oh,
is back for
man.
another year.
Always leaving.
That's
CC,
right.
CC, how you doing?
She's gone.
She was, it was in here. They couldn't hear, but it was in here.
She's doing well.
Yeah, voice sounds a little hoarse.
Whoa.
You say horse?
Rick, how you doing, buddy?
I'm okay. How about you?
Doing good, man.
Oh, good. Happy fall times too.
What have you gotten your first?
First batch? You bet I do.
You've gotten your first batch of what?
The first batch of the good stuff. Caramel apple cider.
Okay,
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing weird.
else to it, huh?
Yeah. This is the good stuff.
Caramel
straightforward.
apple cider.
That's it. All there is to it.
I feel like there has to be something else to it.
Tequila. You put some caramel apple cider flavored tequila in your coffee in the morning, your day is going to change, my friend. Soldier boy, tell him.
Gosh, it's good to be back here on a Tuesday, everybody.
Soldier boy, tell him.
I will say, so the reason
He rides in the tank.
Yeah,
Bikini.
apparently. I guess.
people might be asking, like, why the fall stuff now?
That's a great question, Brian.
And I think it's because the first day of fall
Is today.
is
I think we nailed it.
the 22nd. So it would have been Thursday.
Thursday, today's
But
Tuesday. Yeah,
I'm
fair.
going on vacation. We're doing something we don't normally do, and we're recording ahead of time.
Normally we get in here at 5
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
every morning.
Yeah,
and
record.
we
Yeah,
do it
bang it.
5. But in this case, we're doing it early.
That's right.
And so we wanted to
right.
go ahead and set up for fall, since I won't be here
Yep,
on the
yep.
first day of fall.
That's right.
So happy fall to everybody. Happy birthday to my wife. It is her birthday today.
Wow.
So
and
happy
not only
birthday
that,
to
Brian,
her.
more important than both of those things, you and I
Big
are
news.
now neighbors.
Next door neighbors.
That's right. We've been neighbors for years, but now it is a literal fence.
We decided to
Our property lines share a line.
yes. We listen, this could go real bad.
Yeah, it could.
I've listened to enough podcasts and I've heard enough stories about people who, go into business and the business breaks up and then they're in lawsuits for years. And that could be that would be unfortunate.
It would be unfortunate. But we did it.
I don't think it's going to happen.
No,
for us.
I went all in. All in on Christmas brand.
Yeah.
All in.
Are you excited about my Christmas decorations?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to make my house really pop, I feel like.
I'm going to, between...
You could string them between the houses. The houses are that close.
I'll throw them over.
You know the rule. I'll buy the decorations for my house. You just have to put them up. I don't want any part of that.
Well, here's the... Can I tell you? Like
Please do.
now, I have always... Because I was one street over, technically, there's a house on our street now, and they do a very good job.
They do a great
They do
job.
a great job for a lot of seasons.
Are you talking about on down towards the main road or the other way?
Right, diagonal.
Okay.
Yeah. And they do a good job with a
Every
lot of
season.
seasons, and their yard is immaculate.
Their yard's perfect.
And I feel like I don't know if I'm going to be able to compete with them myself. I think it has to be a collaborative effort where we go to war with the house right across the street.
The war
Really?
on Christmas?
Yeah,
We go to war with them.
yeah.
That's the terminology.
Just
It's a war on Christmas.
yes.
Yep.
Or maybe it's not a competition and we all just try our best. And when I say we, I mean you and them and I watch.
But you don't want to like do
We'll
it with
put it
me.
on the vlog.
You don't want to do it with me.
What do you, I mean, I'll like
What are you willing to do?
pay for the decorations.
Will you pay for my decorations too? Mm-mm. But we want it to be organized. We want it to be sane.
Coordinated.
Yeah, I mean, but I saw how the double back went with you last year. It was a mess over there.
What do you mean the double back?
You had a train of lights that was out.
Right. Which is why.
Which is why
I could use some help.
Well, which is why I need your gear.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
and you know what I'm shooting for this year.
We do a lot of things over the holidays. I don't want to spend a day.
I do it
outside on the roof.
I do it early November.
Early November.
Let's do it early October.
You can do it, and I'll be there to cheer you on.
What do you mean you'll be
In
there
spirit.
to cheer me on? So you won't be out there at all?
Probably not much.
Brian, will you come?
Yeah, of course I'll come.
Yeah,
You decorate your house for Christmas?
Yeah.
So
I don't know this about
Yeah,
you. You
yeah.
go outdoors.
Yep.
You
string
get
up
on the roof.
lights.
Oh,
Yep.
Do you
kick down
really?
the pumpkin.
Whoa, the poor pumpkin. Oh, yeah.
Pumpkin
yeah,
down.
Yeah. Yeah, you should give the
so
ladder.
you can come
What's-
so you and Bran can
help
come and
him.
decorate my house.
I
love
Sounds like a raw deal for us, though.
It doesn't.
It's a lot of work. It is a
I-
lot of work.
I don't hate it. The only reason why I would consider it is because
If it was to get,
It would
if
make
was-
me really
If
happy.
there was some sort of thing that if you looked at both, like
Yeah.
Santa's like landing on your roof and the reindeer on my roof or something like. No, there's a lot that we
there's
could,
some like there's also like
the houses are very close to each other.
But
I
there's
mean,
like some tree, like Santa could get decapitated.
in the trees. Yeah.
We could
I
do
love
something
that.
with the trees there.
Yeah.
A decapitated
Ooh, like
sound?
like some sort of like Christmas graveyard.
What
Like Frosty's hanging out there. It's just everybody.
what's your house's vibe? Like, are you white lights, color lights?
Color lights.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the big bulbs.
Big bulbs.
Big bulbs.
Which I've done those. I
The
had,
C9s.
are they?
Are you
I
a
don't-
C7 or C9 kind of
Like,
guy?
it sounds like a C9.
Be better,
I think.
Brian. You
Sorry.
should know this
But
information.
I did the big bulbs. I inherited the old school big bulbs
Dude.
from
What an
my wife's
inheritance.
mother, and they kept breaking though, and there was too much work. It wasn't worth the effort. having to
It's
change them all.
unfortunate because there's nothing more Christmassy
Yeah.
looking
Oh, they're beautiful.
than the old school
Oh,
big
yeah.
bulb color lights.
You get a
can't
house
compete
fire
with them.
from those things. Forget
Oh, it's worth it.
Call it a Christmas. You know what I've seen before. You guys could try this. You decorate really nicely to the nines.
Yeah, and then
Throw
you
up a-
do the thing,
Yeah,
and you
I've
said
seen that
just
before, like ditto
I
signs.
don't
Yeah.
like that. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I love
I
it.
feel like
Yeah,
you're
you
doing
would
a
love
thing. I don't like that. No, Dan. If we're doing it, we're doing it.
All out, all in.
What if you did like a full Santa, Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph bit, and I had a nativity scene and I put the real reason?
Oh yes.
Yeah. That does sound like you.
Brandon, you should pull rank on this one. You should use it on this.
You've already used your pull rank.
No,
Yeah, but
well,
this
you
is-
get two.
You get one. You get one. You already used it. for
What did I do?
something Terrible. I don't even remember the score.
But this
once
is for
you,
Christmas.
But once you use it, you get it back.
No, that's
You
not
use
how
it for a
this
good
isn't
reason.
Like coach's
No,
challenge.
no,
It's like you win.
No, it's like juice, kind of. Like you drink
juice,
Yeah.
kind of?
So like you drink, you know how you drink juice? You're kind of doing it now.
Yeah.
So you drink juice, and then like once the juice is gone, you can pour it back up.
Okay, so if that's the case, every time you pull rank, I'm just going to pull rank.
No, because it takes time though. It takes time to
It's
fill
been
it back up.
enough time.
So you're saying you get one pull rank like a year?
Well, it depends on
season.
kind of what you've been doing. Like I've been good this year.
Yeah. There's no.
You're naughty, so
There's
it doesn't
no
go
world
as much.
Where you pulling rank is going to get me out on the roof doing decorations. It's not how that works.
Well, you haven't seen the contract. It's true.
No, it's not.
I'll see you in a few weeks, Dan.
All right, Trace.
In the hot pants.
You are not allowed to be near my house after what's happened the last few weeks around here, Trace. I'm just letting you know.
You like to think that.
Dungaree hot pants.
Dungaree hot pants.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh. Boys, are you ready to talk about this one? The wedding.
Oh, we're here to talk
The
about
wedding of a lifetime. I don't know what movie this is in the fall list, but
It's the second wedding one in the fall season, so that's fun.
okay.
Start.
This one originally aired on September 17th, 2022, and it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with high school sweethearts Jake and Darby having dinner with their families. Right out of the gate, they love each other, they know each other, their families know each other, things are happening. And they start singing Happy Anniversary, as you do. We all know the song, Happy Anniversary to you. We all sing it, we all know it. Apparently, they've been engaged for, you guessed it, 10 years. And after dinner, they're walking home, they're talking about how, oh my gosh, I can't believe 10 years? How does that even happen? And it's clear they both, you know how you can tell when someone's just kind of like in a funk? Both of them seem very much like they are in a funk. You know, like blah, whatever. Stuff happens. The next day, we see Darby doing a live stream of, she's cooking chicken in front of a fake kitchen backdrop because she's actually a teacher. Is that right?
That's right. Science teacher.
Science teacher. And she's just kind of, doing this. before she starts school, she goes live. She does a thing, and she's like getting 30 viewers, so things are popping. Jake runs his family's ski shop, and they're both just kind of like they feel stuck. And so one day they have a conversation about how they feel stuck, and he's like, I know you've always wanted to live somewhere else. I don't want to hold you up. Maybe we can be best friends. And they kind of just like break up. And they decide that they're going to tell their families tomorrow at breakfast. Well, they show up the next day for breakfast, and there's a news company there from Hey, Good Day. And they tell Jake and Darby to sit down. They have a surprise. And when Hey, Good Day tells you to sit down, they have a surprise. You do it. You don't know if it's going to be like an Oprah, you get a car situation.
That's right.
You sit down.
Yes.
Apparently, they've been selected for the Wedding of a Lifetime competition. They are shocked by this because they didn't enter a Wedding of a Lifetime competition. Apparently, their families did. They go to commercial break. She runs to the bathroom. He goes after her. He's like, we got to tell everybody right now. And Jake is like, and hear me out here, we use this as like publicity for your Instagram, for my ski business. We lose on purpose. We stay in just long enough to get some publicity, and then we pop on out of that bad boy. They are in. They're shipped off to Chicago, the Windy City, the Big Apple, for a competition. And we meet the other couples, and they end up winning the first competition, which is the egg dash, which is just fun.
Egg dash.
It's when you get an egg and you put it on a spoon and you're wearing the thing and then you walk on by. It's an egg dash.
It's an egg dash.
It's an egg dash.
Egg dash.
So the egg dash happens. They win it. We're all happy about that. And then
egg dash. Talking about a egg dash.
And then they get a perfect score in the pop quiz.
Perfect score.
Perfect score. No one's ever done that before.
Let me tell you about this egg dash.
They go back to their suite and they're like, man, this is fun. We should stay in the competition. She's got over, I think, like 30,000 Instagram followers now.
What?
So that's a lot. The next day, they win another round doing like the thing with the foam, I believe, but he tweaks his ankle. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the crossy boy.
Yeah,
where
the
you
balance beam boy.
throw him, do a whole thing. But he tweaks his ankle, and so she knows he has an injury history. So without talking to him, she goes and tells the host, "Hey, tweaked his ankle. We gotta bounce. We gotta bounce out of here." But what they don't know is that apparently they have been voted as fan favorites, so they get to like skip around or something.
You're reading this like I was watching it.
So they get to just keep going. They keep going. It doesn't matter. But when they get back to the suite, he's like, I could have done it. You didn't even talk to me. You're always doing this. You're always thinking you know what's best for me. And she's like, what? No way. They fight. They argue. And they're like, gosh, we gotta be done with this. We can't do this anymore. But then they go out for pie. And you know what? Sometimes you eat pie and all your worries go away. We've all been there. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're having a really tough day. You eat a pie. My wife just made some apple crisp. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. It can make a day good again.
You got it.
You know, it can make a day good again.
You can make a day good again.
And that's what happened with this pie. All good.
Make your day good again. Apple crisp.
I love
It's a great tagline.
Yeah. Make a day good again.
It was awful the way you were trying to get to it, but it's a good tagline.
Can you ever in your whole life like just say you did good, kid? Like without the caveat that the way I got there was awful. Like I know, I was there. I was in the moment.
We'll see, neighbor.
Yeah.
So it's time for another competition, which they win, and they get 10,000 smackers. And apparently that's not the grand prize. I mean, the grand prize. I don't know.
The grand prize.
They're in the finals, though. That's good. So that night, they go on the roof. They're talking about everything and how they just kind of feel like this feels real. I haven't felt like this in so long. And they almost kiss, but they get interrupted by family. Dang it. It's time for the finals, which, you guessed it, they win. They win the whole thing. They win the wedding of a lifetime. You went the low, and I liked that.
Yeah,
that sounded really good in my ear.
Yeah, nice.
Are we starting a barbershop? Are we starting a barbershop, boy?
A trio?
Yeah. I would catch a grenade for you. We'll work on it.
We'll get there.
Later.
The problem
Throw
was
my hand.
we didn't know what song you were going to sing.
I went
Brand.
straight to Grenade
Just
Bruno Mars.
Grenade song.
You guys know that I always go straight to Grenade Bruno
To the
Mars.
middle
You guys
of it.
know that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Straight to the chorus. So they win, and they're going to go back to their hometown for the wedding.
Of a lifetime.
Good. Yes. Hey, Good Day is going to come with them, film the whole thing.
Is it a great wedding, Bram?
Well, here's the situation. They go. He goes. You know, she goes dress shopping. She finds a dress that she loves. He finds a suit that he loves. And unfortunately for them, fans get to vote on everything. So the fans vote for the dress, not the dress she wants. The fans vote for the suit, not the suit he wants. And then she's feeling very overwhelmed by this. He's feeling very overwhelmed by this. And he walks in to the wedding, and he's like, this is awful. What is happening? And then she decides, you know what? I can't do this. So he actually runs out of the chapel, going to the chapel, going to the chapel, and I'm gonna get married. There we go. And they're not going to get married because he runs out. She runs out of like the holding room where she was across the street.
The holding cell. You know how in prisons.
They run to each other in the middle of the street in this small town in North Carolina, and they say, we just can't do this. The TV people come over and they're like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't you guys doing this? And they explain the situation about how they were actually going to break up. This brought them back together. And the guy's like, okay, so are we going to get married now? And they're like, actually, we don't want to do this anymore. And they let him off the hook. It's like, oh, okay, not good for us, but good for you guys. So they end up going to the top of a mountain. They, do vows, I guess. And they get married and they kiss and they're going to be together. And I think they're going to New York.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they're going to be happy forever. And that, my friends, was Wedding of a Lifetime.
We did it.
Press the button a little.
Yeah. It's kind of going down.
We did, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. We're going to talk about this movie with 4 segments here on Deck the Hallmark. Yep, we're back, everybody. Feeling good, feeling right.
great.
So we're talking about Wedding of a Lifetime. Jonathan Bennett, Brooke Dorsey, Hallmark Staples. Jonathan has a whole picture deal that he's got going.
Whole picture deal.
Whole picture, multiple pictures.
That's right.
Let's talk about this one. This was the first, I believe, of that picture deal that was
Correct.
announced, and I think he has a Christmas one coming as well. So we're going to be seeing more of this guy, Brooke Dorsey. Always been around for years.
Always been around.
Always been around for years.
Whole picture deal. Always been around.
Always been around. Clear as crystal.
Yeah.
Let's break this movie down. Let's start with a hot take. Brian, you're getting there. So
Yeah.
let's kind of see where you go today.
Yep.
You are finding your own groove. And
right.
your own groove is apparently complaining about things
Fashion.
that nobody cares
That's
about.
right.
So,
Stay in my lane.
Brian,
Fashion,
give the people what they want, buddy.
Meetings and practice.
Just trying to stay out of the way. So this one, a good amount of fall.
Yeah.
Like the fall Dumptron showed up. And
By
said,
comparison,
Here
yeah.
you go. Yeah, relatively. So
The
it was
fall
nice.
dump truck showed up and then just
Yeah,
sprinkled a
sprinkled.
little. Yeah. For those of you watching on YouTube, the dump truck showed up, whamp, whamp, and then just went just like that.
little
That's
bit.
right. Yep.
Save some for the rest of the season. So I thought this was a cool idea for a movie, a wedding competition where the couple broke up basically and said, all right, we're going to use this to our advantage and take, you're going to help your online cooking channel. I'm going to help my ski business.
Yeah.
Let's take advantage of this and go up against big reality TV. And
Big reality.
Like,
Yeah.
big reality. Taking one for the little man here. Some good funnies in this one, which are most important to me in a good flick. Having some clever funnies. I like that.
Clever, funny.
So the most important thing to you in a movie is big funnies.
Not the most important, but it's up there.
You did say most important.
One of the most important.
Is it
Okay.
most?
Okay,
Is
all right,
it big
okay.
funnies or clever funnies?
Yes.
man.
It's a
What's
both
more
thing.
important?
What's more important?
Well, if we're talking about importance, I don't know. I guess funnies.
Big
Okay.
funnies,
I think
more
they
funnies,
don't
other
have to
funnies.
be clever.
Got
has the attempt, the whole attempt at it is just nice. But I had a theory behind the whole reality show,
Okay.
and it was that the show, once they got a taste of the ratings spike, which they mentioned,
Yeah.
that they were like, how can we keep this train rolling? They said, let's cause problems and increase the drama And so behind the scenes, the producers were making decisions like, let's switch the dress. Let's have Jonathan.
Because they didn't announce that it was going for votes.
I think they did.
Right.
This is the Hallmark, skipping right ahead to the hot take, but when they decide that they're voted best couple, like that to me immediately was them just trying to keep him on the show, and they made something up, right?
Yeah, it seemed like they were just pulling strings.
Yeah,
they were doing
something. That was clearly what was
Yeah.
happening. That's the only way this game show makes sense. It's not a real game show,
right? And I like that. I like that more.
And
the
they did say
idea.
the dress was sponsored, so that vote's not real.
Yeah.
Exactly. They just decided.
Points don't matter.
So
Points don't matter.
And the hosts
TV's
were
not real.
trickling in their, their passive aggressive comments at each other.
Big realities
it was
added
great.
again.
Yeah, just out there. They're like, all right, we see what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're playing chess, so they're gonna make a move. So, but overall, I had a pretty good time with this movie, and I was glad they ended up back together. Spoiler alert. Sorry about that.
So,
you think that they weren't
Wait a minute. Somebody listened to the entire synopsis, all 18 minutes of it, and the decorations talk, the whole thing. And then you saying they got back together, you felt the need to throw a spoiler alert after.
Covering my bases.
You have to.
I don't want any
In this
problems.
economy?
In case somebody skips forward just to hear Brian.
I don't want any
know what happened in the
problems.
movie.
Brian stands.
But I didn't know where Brian stands on this. Was there enough practice?
No practice, unfortunately. They didn't practice the wedding enough.
There was a good bit of competition though.
A lot of competition, yes.
So you can't
a lot of
complain about
competition.
that. If you guys remember back at the preview show, which I'm sure you do, Dan, you can't forget it. It's better than ever. I said that I creamed this movie, and I said that I hope that they let these two just have fun with it. Like I want to see big laughs. I want to see fun times. I want to see Goofy. And I got that in this movie. They let these two just be silly and have fun. And I really liked it. This was essentially a fake relationship situation, which you guys know I love that. You know I love a fake relationship. Even though they were together, they broke up and they stayed together as a couple just for the show, which was really fun. I thought that the whole thing with they were like fun little graphics and sound effects and stuff. It all worked for me. It made me giggle multiple times. I don't know if this is a show or just like a segment on like Good Morning America. I'm still foggy on that, and I don't really care. Because I really, really liked it. I had a lot of fun with this one, and so kudos to all involved for making me laugh and making me happy and making me go, oh, that's fresh.
If you try to stay up on the details of whatever paces they're being put through, you're going to be lost in a hurry. It's unfortunate that I didn't like this movie, and I didn't. And I was trying to figure out exactly why I didn't, because it is new, and it is trying to be funny. And I think the reason that I didn't like it is because it finds itself in this weird middle ground where it's not a zany screwball comedy and it's not a serious like love story, and it just doesn't quite pull off either of them. I do think that there's some like potential here. Like I know they're making a movie called 3 Wise Men and a Baby. There's some rumors about who's in that movie. You know who'd be great in that movie? Jonathan Bennett would be great in that movie. Like slapstick, screwball comedy stuff seems like a natural.
He was really fun in this movie.
He really was. I just didn't feel like I cared enough about them together for it to work the way it should work. And I like Brooke and I like Jonathan. I just don't know. I bought them as friends, and I bought them as they were dating at one point, but when the spark was supposed to come back, it didn't really come back for me. So, and then the game, the way that it was set up made no sense at all. And I wanted some sort of structure or some sort of like hurdle, not a misunderstanding. It's cool that they didn't have a misunderstanding the whole movie. I wanted some sort of hurdle that they had to climb, or that they had to realize, hey, we can go through tough stuff together. And that never happened for me. And so
they had that one fight.
It's just,
and they ate pie.
They do. Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know if you've heard about Apple Crisp.
It makes a bad day good.
It makes a bad day good again.
Again, that's right. Yeah, it just sits squarely in the middle of two sides of movies that could be good. And unfortunately, because of that, I have to spit it out of my mouth. Because of that, I have to just be like, no, I'm sorry. Like it's just a no for me. And I wanted to like this movie. As soon as I realized what the premise was, I was like, I really want to like it. And unfortunately, it just didn't work for me, and I didn't like it. So sorry, everybody, but no, it's not.
Well, the good news is, Dan, is you don't work for us, and we don't like you. So it all evens out. It all evens out. Let's talk about feels. Bry Guy?
Yeah. So that was a good breakup. Like, that was a good breakup. They did a good job. They talked through the feelings. They decided it was no
Ryan
screaming.
loves a good breakup.
Yeah,
he's always he sees someone break up and he's like, at least they did it well.
Yeah,
and that,
nicely done. Nicely done.
We don't get enough good breakups.
So that was nice to see. But then their vows were very nice. I thought it was cool. They kind of got lost in them, and they
lost
had
in the
to-
Yokers
a little bit.
yeah.
They had to be reminded, like, hey, don't kiss yet. We got to finish this up here with this little procedure to go through. So that felt pretty authentic, and they seem like Brooke and Jonathan actually have a really good rapport together and have some really good chemistry outside of the scientific cooking kitchen that Brooke was going for there. I had one other feel, and it was American Gladiator feels when they were on the pedestal Suds battle. And I was just thinking back to my days watching
As an American Gladiator.
my
You
days
used to be
on
one,
the
right?
pedestal.
Yeah.
Show us that flex. Show us the flex.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Easy. There's not a lot
Easy
of
on
room
CC
here.
Leaves.
Yeah. I get her to
right.
leave again.
You know what? I love anytime we get to go on WGN.
Oh man,
we
It's
always
my
have so much
favorite
fun.
appearance.
And I feel like these two that we're doing the Hey Good Day morning show was based off of the team at
a
WGN
bit that
morning
the
show.
WGN morning show. did.
I loved
Was it Windy City Live? I want to give them. Is it? No, it's not.
No. It's
the
WGN in the morning.
In the morning.
It's the morning show.
Man, they're funny.
They're funny, and I feel like these two people that were doing the news or doing this show or whatever it is, like reminded me of the people at WGN in the morning. I thought that they were a lot of fun. I love some passive aggressive fun in the morning, and so it all worked. It all worked for me.
The news people didn't work for me. Is one of the reasons I didn't like the movie. Actually, they didn't work for me at all. But there is one of my favorite lines and one of my favorite jokes that I've ever seen in a Hallmark movie, which is when they're bringing the couples up one by one, and he's a firefighter, and they try to make a joke about fighting fires, and he basically he's like smiling and just goes, "Hey, we don't joke about fire safety."
Big funny.
Just a classic.
That was
Like
a big funny.
all-time classic. I laughed aloud. Brand can attest. We've watched hundreds of these. Don't laugh aloud a lot of these movies.
You cry all the time. but you don't laugh.
Yeah, just a bucket of tears. But
Well, you are giving them Charlie horses for
that's
most
right.
of the movies.
Yeah. That's right. Charlie, just is that a one knuckle out
I don't know,
punch?
it's something on the leg.
Rick.
See, listen, here's the thing. My friend Charlie got into a bunch of debt. And so they would come around with one of those big cricket mallets. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big sack filled with crickets. You know what I'm talking about? And they're chirping real loud, and they're stinging crickets. They're stickets.
Never heard of those.
And they you would just you get wailed with them till you just neigh like a horse. They would call him Charlie Horse. Hey, Charlie Horse.
All right.
Silly
Not what I was
sucker.
talking about, but
Caramel apple tequila. Don't knock it till you've tried it.
We're gonna take a quick
Soldier
break.
boy, tell him.
We're gonna be right
Hashtag.
back. We'll talk about the Wait What's and what the Hallmark here on WLAR, The Lamb. Welcome back to WLAR, The Lamb.
The lamb.
The lamb.
The lamb. What was that after the sound? It was not a lamb afterwards. What was it?
We just play what
We
they
play
give
what
us.
they give you. That's right.
So, guys, we're talking about Wedding of a Lifetime, and we are at the Wait What part of the show. We're talking about what in this movie made us go, wait, what? And I'll start with you, Brian. Anything stick out to you in this one?
something did another funny.
Okay.
If you'll allow me here, and it relates to the hosts. The hosts were
With the
interviewing
most?
the hosts with the most. They were interviewing a couple after one of the games, and she or he, I forget who asked. They asked a question of the couple, and she stuck her mic out for the response, and then the guy answered, who didn't have the mic in front of him. So the mic is sitting in front of the girl's face.
Classic.
And the guy is talking, and I watched it multiple times. I obviously grabbed the clip of that so I could have that. For
You
my
watched the whole movie multiple times?
No,
Just
funny,
a clip.
that
Okay,
funny
okay,
part.
got it.
For Jake's arrival to the church, he rolled up in a minivan
Yeah, he did.
for his grand entrance, not a Cadillac, a limo.
You think that Hey Good Day would have something to say about that?
You think so?
Yeah, and she did a morning live stream to catch the breakfast crowd, is what she said for her stream there, and that I don't know.
That's one of my big ones. She is in North Carolina on the East Coast. She's going live at 7 a.m. That means the West Coast is 4 a.m. I just don't know what you're expecting to happen there.
Yeah. 30 live viewers isn't
Dude,
bad.
I'm just telling you, if we went live
Not
at
bad at
7 a.m. on the East Coast, I don't know if we get 30 live viewers. That's a lot of live viewers.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, for the
to
fact
watch
that
you cook fried chicken.
when
For breakfast.
literally 2/3 of the country is still sleeping, and 1/3 of the country may be awake, but they're doing things. That's quite a sell there. And she's complaining. I couldn't get over that. That was a tough one.
I have a couple. One is when they are they go for pie, which can save the day. We know that about
we
pie.
know that about pie.
But he's
Again, make it a good day again.
he says that he's always wanted pie
For
for
dinner.
dinner. To which she says, I know you've mentioned that you've wanted pie for dinner a couple
Hundreds of times. That's right.
And I would say to this grown adult, just do it.
That's right.
One of the best things about being an
That's right.
adult is that you can have pie for dinner if you want. And
I would
I
say-
think there are things that I want to do that I haven't said I want to do a couple hundred times. So this is clearly like number one bucket list item. I want pie for dinner. I'm going to say it a couple hundred times over the course of 10 plus
Boy,
years.
how annoying must that get for her to have to
No
hear that?
kidding.
You go out for dinner and he's like, is it pie?
Is it pie? It's not. Okay.
No.
Oh.
No wonder they broke up.
Just do it, man.
Yeah.
You can.
Why are you waiting on her?
You can do it.
One of the worst things about being an adult is literally you can do anything, though, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
you and I went to the movies, and my lunch was a large popcorn, extra butter, and I poured a bag of peanut M&Ms on
Yeah.
the top of it.
You know,
that was
I
lunch.
didn't know you could do that. Put M&Ms into your popcorn
Dude,
at the movie.
it is a game changer.
I've
You
never-
didn't know you could do. You think that there's an usher that's going to stop you?
somebody with a
Like
flashlight.
Screech
It's like,
coming around with a flashlight?
Sir,
You know
You
what?
didn't just pour sweet and salty together, did you?
The movie theater business is thriving, and they're able to hire people whose sole job it is to be on snack duty.
you can't. No.
What if you buy them from the concession, though? You
Are
don't
they
even
going to say
sneak them
don't?
in.
Don't you?
Don't.
Don't.
I'm doing it.
Don't you do it?
I'm going to have pie for dinner, too.
Just telling you, as soon as you, like, I was kind of getting tired of movie theater popcorn. You pour a bag of M&Ms in there, you got yourself
I'm sorry.
a
What?
snack.
You were
back
getting
up here.
tired of movie theater pop.
I would stop. I wasn't really getting it that much anymore.
Wow.
The M&Ms kind of changed the game.
Wow. I also partook in that lunch,
Yeah.
and it was very good.
Pretty delicious, right?
It was
Yeah.
very good. It was a good lunch.
Yeah.
Boy, I wish
And
I
then
partook in that one.
I'm sorry. We did tell you.
You did tell me.
We did tell you that we were doing it. And then my last one is they are walking down the street. They had already done an almost kiss on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
They're walking down the street, and they have a moment alone, and they I think they go for another kiss or a hug or something, and the producer who said goodbye 2-3 minutes ago is just waiting for them in the van. When they get close, just goes, "Hang."
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. Come on,
you,
man.
You've already said goodbye. Just, like, dude, don't be mean. That's
pulling
just
strings.
That's mean. It's pulling strings. It's classic reality. That's big reality.
reality for
big
you right
reality.
there.
Dan?
This screen that she pulls down that's supposed to be a kitchen backdrop, I just have a lot of questions. First of all, this is in your classroom at school, lady. That's a
Or is it?
thousands of dollar upgrade to a room that you don't own. And the kitchen is not even close to passable. And she is upset later when she says, I only had 30 followers and one of them knew that my kitchen backdrop was fake. We all know it's fake. Like, it's not like, why would you add that to your classroom? Like, add that at home. If you're going to go live at 7, just go live at 6:30 and do it at home in your real kitchen where you don't have to add a backdrop to it. You've got a massive kitchen at home. Why do you have to do this in front of the Bunsen burners and the beakers? That doesn't make any sense to me. This whole contest is absurd. The contest before the final round earns you a check of $10,000. Why?
Yeah.
Why? No other contest had a cash prize. None of them. This one has one. We don't know. We
At
have no
some point,
idea.
you catch on that they're the favorite, right?
Yes.
Fans voted them favorite. The next round, they're
But
just
are they
gifted
just kind of-
$10,000 for not winning the competition yet. It's just like, how do we keep them in more, longer? Check $10,000.
And apparently, to win a wedding of a lifetime, you have to be in pretty good physical condition because all of these are physical challenges except for trivia.
Yeah.
Aside from trivia, you need some sort of physical, like athletic ability, which is just like
I mean, I don't know if you need a physical
balance beam,
for egg.
walking and balancing an egg in your mouth. Don't you have to
I think
do it
it's
in
just
your
a
mouth?
hand. It's just with
It's
the
just
hand,
hand?
but blindfolded. But
Blindfolded.
Gotta be
I
able
don't
to
know.
walk.
It's a lot.
you got to be able to walk. That is true, Brian. I didn't think about that.
The older woman in this movie on Brooke Dorsey's side, I thought it was her grandmother. Is that her grandmother? Yes or no?
Yes.
Because her grandmother brings to the something old what she says is her grandmother's rings.
Right.
And she then says, are you all right? She says,
I was
brought-
mid-yawn.
No,
I was
but
mid-yawn.
you know what's happening.
Yeah.
This woman is definitely a grandmother's age, and she says, I brought grandmother's rings. She told me she wanted you to have them. What in the Benjamin Button is happening here? If grandma has her grandma's rings, that's 4 generations plus the Brooke's mom 5. Brooke is 6th generation. There's no world where your grandma's grandma knows you. There's no way.
Hey, listen, she's a big planet header.
A big planet header is what she is.
Daughter,
Yeah.
on my deathbed, I have these rings, and you might be asking, what do you want me to do with them? Well, I know what I want you to do with them. Not your daughter. Not your daughter. But her daughter. Give her these rings.
Somebody maybe can set me straight there and like in the chat. I'm sure they're already talking in the chat. I thought she said they were Brooke's mom's rings.
It's possible.
Possible. Very well could have been. I thought for sure she said grandma's rings, and that's what threw me off because I thought she was the grandma. Definitely could have missed it.
Talks in the third
100%.
person.
I ate
Before
my
anybody
grandma.
comments anywhere, it could have very well been her mom's. That would have made sense of the whole
So
thing.
you don't want people to correct you. is what
I
you're
love
saying.
when people correct me.
Well, it just sounds like you don't want them to.
I
in
don't
this
need the
case.
comment now that we've got the correction.
We
If
don't
the
have- that's
correction
not
is right.
necessarily a correction.
If it's
She's
wrong,
actually
then
asking.
continue to correct me.
That's interesting. Okay.
The grandma also is learning about Brooke's new Instagram following and then says, so how many followees do you have? Listen, old people might not understand social media. They know the word follower. Old people aren't dumb. Old people know what a follower is. You don't have to have them make up a word. Like they don't understand what it means when you're following someone. That word's been around for centuries, gang. It's just a word. Like they cannot understand Instagram and still understand follower. They don't have to like all of a sudden not learn how to speak English. That's absurd. And then that is all I've got. I'm going to
It's
wait for one more.
time for what the Hallmark Inspired Show. We wonder what could have been. Maybe have again some clarity to questions that we still have. Brian?
So this was the point of the show as a wedding. Everybody on the show knew they were working towards a wedding, right?
Yes.
So the sponsors pretty much were guaranteed a wedding at the end of the show.
Yeah.
They did not get one.
Yeah.
I assume there's a contract somewhere that says there's going to be a wedding. They're going to wear your dress. They're going to do you show the flowers. So that was just a big question mark.
Sure.
Like,
Maybe they went to the second place winners and said, "Hey, you get a wedding now."
maybe. But with the sponsor, I can't imagine the sponsors are going to be very happy with the second place wearing the dress. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to see that. Nobody.
Nobody.
They
wants
didn't
to.
win the 10 grand. So
Yeah.
they're not.
Was that it?
That was it.
And
Yeah.
so there's a woman here that has videotaped the last many
yeah.
years of wedding of a lifetime.
That's right.
Which, from what I can figure, is just a segment of the morning news. So this woman is year after year. It's getting ready to start.
Yep.
Record just this segment of the morning news to compile them all together to create a best of a specific segment of a morning news.
It's something.
So I want to know about her. because that is commitment to a very specific thing, and I love it. I love her. She's fantastic for that. And it sounds like this is such a big hit. Why are they not just making Wedding of a Lifetime its own show?
Yeah.
Like I'm not misunderstanding this. Like it is.
It's a segment on
it is.
GMA.
It is. Hey, good day.
Yeah,
That's right.
Which is clearly like a Good Morning America knockoff, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
I'm glad I'm not like.
Yeah. One of mine was the hosts were pulling the strings or the story, but the other one is like, what did this poor Asian couple do to make everyone mad at them? Because there is a couple in this competition who knows nothing about each other and are really bad at all the physical contests, and it's almost like we're supposed to laugh at them. And I don't know where in the writing it was like they're writing a script and it's like one couple sucks at everything, and it just came off weird to me because it's not like they're goofy and zany. It looks like they're trying hard in the thing and they're just bad at everything, and that was weird to me. And I was wondering how that got on the screen.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
that's all I got.
Guys, we did it. Congratulations. We are going to be done for the day, and we'll be back tomorrow.
All in favor of a recess? Do I have a second?
We'll be back tomorrow with Deck the Lifetime in Court.
Ooh.
Thursday with When Calls the Heart. Jax will be back, Lord willing.
Back in town, Lord willing.
And I'm actually coming back into town just for that.
From Cancun.
I'm going
Wow.
to Cancun, coming back. It was,
What a
no
move.
one's pleased about this,
No.
but
It is what it is.
It is what it is. We got to pay the
You
bill.
told him earlier in this episode that we're recording everything ahead of time.
But not that. That's unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. So, and then Friday, the three of us will be back for.
So Wednesday, Thursday, we recorded ahead of time. Friday, we did not record
No,
ahead of time.
Friday we did. No, Thursday we did not. Thursday's When Calls the Heart.
So you're flying back into town from Cancun on Thursday too, then?
Just for When Calls the Heart.
Okay.
Yes, that's
I
what
got
I'm
it.
saying.
Okay, I got it.
Because there's nothing I can do
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
there's nothing you
And
can
then I'm gone again. Friday we've already recorded that.
Yeah, nothing we can do.
For the thing, the movie, which is
Pizza
called
Anonymous, you remember.
Pizza Anonymous. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is the That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Nillis Name. It's recorded live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.